Luck is predictable. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Brian Tracy. Beware of false knowledge, it is more dangerous than ignorance. George Bernard Shaw. A successful man is one who can lay a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at him. David Brinkley. There is no substitute for hard work. Thomas A. Edison. When you have a dream, you've got to grab it and never let go. Carol Burnett. Whoever said the pen is mightier than the sword obviously never encountered automatic weapons. Douglas MacArthur. He is happiest, be he king or peasant, who finds peace in his home. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. The greatest discovery of all time is that a person can change his future by merely changing his attitude. Oprah Winfrey. The size of your success is measured by the strength of your desire, the size of your dream, and how you handle disappointment along the way. Robert Kiyosaki. The dog is a gentleman, I hope to go to his heaven, not man's. Mark Twain. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Robert Louis Stevenson. I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it. Maya Angelou. To acquire knowledge, one must study, but to acquire wisdom, one must observe. Marilyn Vos Savon. No person is your friend who demands your silence, or denies your right to grow. Alice Walker. If you can't make it good, at least make it look good. Bill Gates. Love begins by taking care of the closest ones, the ones at home. Mother Teresa. Our death is not an end if we can live on in our children and the younger generation. For they are us, our bodies are only wilted leaves on the tree of life. Albert Einstein. All great change in America begins at the dinner table. Ronald Reagan. Winning takes talent, to repeat takes character. John Wooden. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. C.S. Lewis. You are always a student, never a master. You have to keep moving forward. Conrad Hall. That's the real trouble with the world, too many people grow up. Walt Disney. If we want to find safe alternatives to obstetrics, we must rediscover midwifery. To rediscover midwifery is the same as giving back childbirth to women. And imagine the future if surgical teams were at the service of the midwives and the women instead of controlling them. Michelle Odent. Women are made to be loved, not understood. Oscar Wilde. Don't wait, the time will never be just right. Napoleon Hill. One of the greatest diseases is to be nobody to anybody. Mother Teresa. Real loss is only possible when you love something more than you love yourself. Robin Williams. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Thomas A. Edison. A mother's love for her child is like nothing else in the world. It knows no law, no pity, it dares all things and crushes down remorselessly all that stands in its path. Agatha Christie. When a woman becomes her own best friend, life is easier. Diane von Furstenberg. One of the most tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon instead of enjoying the roses that are blooming outside our windows today. Dale Carnegie. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more and become more, you are a leader. John Quincy Adams. Children learn more from what you are than what you teach. W.E.B. Du Bois. Optimism is a happiness magnet. If you stay positive, good things and good people will be drawn to you. Mary Lou Retton. We cannot be both the world's leading champion of peace and the world's leading supplier of the weapons of war. Jimmy Carter. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. George Bernard Shaw. The only thing worse than being blind is having sight but no vision. Helen Keller. I'd rather attempt to do something great and fail than to attempt to do nothing and succeed. Robert H. Schuller. Keep your dreams alive. Understand to achieve anything requires faith and belief in yourself, vision, hard work, determination, and dedication. Remember, all things are possible for those who believe. Gail Devers. Whatever you want in life, other people are going to want it too. Believe in yourself enough to accept the idea that you have an equal right to it. Diane Sawyer. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. Albert Einstein. Patience is the companion of wisdom. St. Augustine. We are United States Marines, and for 2¼ centuries we have defined the standards of courage, esprit, and military prowess. James L. Jones. I prefer to be true to myself, even at the hazard of incurring the ridicule of others, rather than to be false, and to incur my own abhorrence. Frederick Douglass. The two hardest tests on the spiritual road are the patience to wait for the right moment and the courage not to be disappointed with what we encounter. Paulo Coelho. The revolution is not an apple that falls when it is ripe. You have to make it fall. Che Guevara. We can always choose to perceive things differently. You can focus on what's wrong in your life, or you can focus on what's right. Marianne Williamson. Always seek out the seed of triumph in every adversity. Og Mandino. Self-worth comes from one thing, thinking that you are worthy. Wayne Dyer. The best vision is insight. Malcolm Forbes. You may have a fresh start any moment you choose, for this thing that we call failure is not the falling down, but the staying down. Mary Pickford. Learning is the beginning of wealth. Learning is the beginning of health. Learning is the beginning of spirituality. Searching and learning is where the miracle process all begins. Jim Rohn. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. Sigmund Freud. Take it from a guy. If you're in love with somebody, you will swim the stream, you will climb the mountain, you will slay the dragon. You're going to get to her somehow, some way. Phil McGraw. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched, they must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller. You can love someone so much, but you can never love people as much as you can miss them. John Green. If you break your neck, if you have nothing to eat, if your house is on fire, then you got a problem. Everything else is inconvenience. Robert Fulghum. Gratitude is riches. Complaint is poverty. Doris Day. Your attitude is like a box of crayons that color your world. Constantly color your picture gray, and your picture will always be bleak. Try adding some bright colors to the picture by including humor, and your picture begins to lighten up. Alan Klein. Miracles come in moments. Be ready and willing. Wayne Dyer. Stop acting as if life is a rehearsal. Live this day as if it were your last. The past is over and gone. The future is not guaranteed. Wayne Dyer. The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. Thomas Paine. It's amazing what ordinary people can do if they set out without preconceived notions. Ben Stein.